The problem that Level 5 was trying to solve for us, first off, was whether or not we should even build another branch. We didn't want to go into this blind, so it comes down to, does it make sense for us to have another location around the St. Louis area within our field of membership? And so it really started with, should we or should we not have another branch and move forward with what's a pretty expensive endeavor to put a branch in. We're not the largest financial institution. We're not the smallest, but at the same time, we have to make sure that we're good stewards of our money. So ensuring that we had the right answer to begin with of whether or not we should build another location and if it made sense and what the projections would be, that's where the project started out with Level 5. We looked at a wide range of potential partners. They all had, some great abilities and some great people. But for us, we were looking for ones that reflected our culture, and a big part of our culture is data and its transparency of data, and their data team is truly second to none. The analytics that they bring forward is a full department, and it's not just one person. And that meant a lot to us as an organization to help us understand what moves we're making and why it is that we're making them. Level 5's consulting team and site selection team are second to none. It really started out with the data and the transparency of data, of how they got their data. They really dove into it and answered all of our questions throughout the process to figure out whether or not we should build another branch. And then when it came to site selection, they found a fantastic location for us, one that we wouldn't have been able to find on our own. It actually wasn't for sale when it first started. They kind of put out their feelers and got to know folks in the community to find out whether or not a location like this could be for sale or could be open. So they got into it and really understood the market better than we could, and we're the ones that are located in St. Louis, so it's their expertise and we lean on them. When we first started this project and first started this process, we shared internally with our senior management team an article that was put out talking about where credit unions waste most of their money. Like, what are the most expensive things that credit unions do? And truly, one of the most expensive things that credit unions do is that they don't listen to their experts that they bring in. And so for us, we wanted to make sure that we listen to the experts and we listen to the data. And Level 5 kind of brought that all together, not just with the data itself, but also with the site selection. I've been a part of organizations in the past where we did not use a design build firm, and we used internal resources to manage a project of this scope from soup to nuts. And I saw it looked like humans age in front of me, over week to week. It looks like it was years to years. It takes an incredible toll on human capital if that's not your expertise and not what it is that you do every day, and you're continuing to try and serve staff and your members and your community. And so for us, we looked at it and said it made more sense to bring in a design build firm and someone that are the experts so that they can apply their expertise versus taking our own people and allowing them to continue to apply their expertise to our staff, to our members in our community. That just made more sense to us. So our old branch design was very traditional. Our old branch design was, you had your teller line, there was when you walked in, you couldn't tell that we did mortgages. When you walked in, you couldn't tell that in our old branches that we cared about our community. I mean, you couldn't tell that we cared about our employees. When you walk into this space, it's a much more open concept. It's a much more modern concept. Everything from, recharging with the coffee to recharging your devices at the tech station to, the teller pods to the hoteling stations to how the branch flows itself. It's much more of a reflection of not just what banking should be in terms of a conversation and being collaborative with your members, but also a more caring environment overall. And it just feels very different than what we've had in the past. For us, when we talked to Level 5 and we talked about what was important to us, we wanted to make sure that the building itself reflected what was important to us as an organization, what's important to our employees, what's important to our community. And the atrium itself gives us that opportunity because it lights up all sorts of different colors. So in October, it could be pink for breast cancer awareness. In June, it can be, for Pride Month, it can be a whole rainbow of colors. 4th of July, it can be red, white, and blue. For the community, if the local football team makes it to state, we can light it up with the community colors. So it really reflects who it is that we are as an organization and what's important to us, and that's kind of a unique part of the atrium itself. We engage Level 5 on the training for our staff as well. Part of our culture is that we care about our staff personally and professionally, and we care about each other personally and professionally. And caring about each other professionally means that you provide a wide variety of professional development type resources. And so we saw an opportunity with Level 5 to help us not only feel comfortable with our branch, but also develop ourselves professionally and personally through iPlaces. And that was a fantastic experience for staff. It gave us a shared experience and a chance to be together and talk about things we normally don't talk about. And it was just a good experience to not just feel comfortable with the branch, but to get to know even one another even better than we did before as well. The project itself started with who we are as an organization, what's important to us, which is, for us, truly is our culture. So for Electro Savings Credit Union, it is that we have a family atmosphere, that we collaborate, and that we're transparent and hold each other accountable with data. And so Level 5 came in, they really wanted to understand who we were as an organization first and what was important to us. Because for an organization to be able to move forward to take on a large project like this, and the expense of it, and just using our members' money towards expanding, you have to make sure that it makes sense. And for it to make sense, it really needs to be able to, every facet of the project needs to be able to embrace your culture. And so for us, with Level 5 and bringing them in, they really wanted to understand who we were first and what was important to us. And that was important to us because our culture is king at the credit union. So for them to understand that first and then embrace that throughout the entire project process, from when we were looking at data and looking whether or not we should build another branch, to where it is we should put the location, to what it is that we should do with our existing branch network. They embraced our culture and made sure they reflected that throughout the entire process. Level 5 brings a lot of value to a project in that they try to understand you as an organization first. And for us, it's understanding our culture. And in them taking the time to understand our culture and really understand what is important to us, they then reflected that in this building. So when you walk around the building, it reflects that we care about each other personally and professionally. It reflects the collaboration and the listening, just the atmosphere of the building itself. And then also the accountability and transparency of data. I mean, all of that is within the building itself as you walk through it, and you can understand our culture as you walk through our building. So in terms of what value Level 5 brings to it is that they really understand you first. We absolutely will be working with Level 5 again. They already know us, they know who we are, they know what's important to us, and they were shining throughout this project. I mean, they helped us and they supported us from the very beginning of it through the selecting of who it is that our partner was going to be, through now we have this branch and we're about to open it up to the community and open it up to our members. So will we work with Level 5 again? Absolutely, they're a great partner. There are a lot of partners that you can choose when it comes to design build firms out there. What I would recommend with anyone is to be as open as possible and have whatever partner you choose understand who you are. And Level 5 really embraces that. I mean, they ask the right questions, they dive in deep. They just don't want to hear your spiel that you would give, your elevator speech, the real quick, soundbite. They really want to understand you. They spend the time to dive into what's important to you as an organization. And then they embrace that, and they ensure that that's reflected through every step of the process. So that is part of the data analysis and all that goes into that. That's part of the site selection. That's part of the design of the building itself, making sure it reflects what's important to you as an organization. Because when you walk in, it should feel like home. When you walk into a branch, it should feel like you're walking into an outward expression of your culture and your brand. And Level 5 brings that to the table because they spend the time to make sure they understand who you are and who's important to you as an organization. And for us, it's our defined culture.